A very good, aft- a very good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Wockhardt Hospitals. As you're aware, Wockhardt Hospitals has organized, in association with Hindustan Times, the Wockhardt No TV Day Health and Wellness Fest. Wockhardt Hospitals is the existence of a 40-year tradition of caring and innovation nurtured by Wockhardt. The New Age Wockhardt Hospital, South Mumbai, is the manifestation of a vision to take the standard of excellence of healthcare delivery further in India and to the next level. We provide super specialty care. Ms. Shilpa Shetty Kundra. I'd also take this opportunity to welcome on board and introduce one of Wockhardt Hospital's finest joint replacement surgeons, Dr. Mudit Khanna. Dr. Mudit Khanna has expertise in performing all sorts of primary and revision joint replacement cases and a trusted name at handling complex sports-related injuries. Dr. Mudit Khanna. May I also welcome one more of Wockhardt Hospital's luminary surgeons, spine surgeon Dr. Abhay Nene. Dr. Nene is a greatly respected name amongst the young medical community in India, and he is acknowledged by leading medical publishers, including the European Spine Journal of India. Ladies and gentlemen, I hand over the mic for the further proceedings to Ms. Zahabia Khurakiwala.
So let's quickly cut the chase. The audience has been very patiently and eagerly waiting for your arrival. Shilpa, you have recently launched a book, The Great Indian Diet. And we all lead such stressful lives. We're running from place to place, no time to really think about what to eat, when to exercise, and basically just look after yourselves. So can you tell us a little bit about what motivated you to write a book of this much talked about, debated issue with so many solutions, but somehow nothing works for anyone? So could you just share a little bit with us?
A very good afternoon to everyone present. Thank you, Zahabia. And I would first and foremost like to apologize. There was a slight miscommunication. I thought I was meant to be here at 12:45:1, but obviously we went wrong there. But nevertheless, I'm here now. Yeah, it really wasn't contrived, Zahabia. It just happened naturally, and I really believe that I was meant to do this book because it was time that I played a catalyst in making people realize it was so easy to look after themselves. I've always said this, and I've harped on the point of how the world is more weight obsessed than health obsessed. And if you tell someone that they can lose weight, they will try it. And most people have issues with weight loss, and especially mothers, new mothers. So to actually lose that weight after your pregnancy is such an uphill task. And I went through the same emotions after my baby had put on 32 kilos. I thought I was never going to be myself again, never get my body back. And for me, it was even more scary and daunting because I was always synonymous with good health and having a good body, and sounding very immodest right now, but that was my job to, look that way. And I just realized it was actually really easy to do if you just had a single-minded, goal-oriented focus and the right nutrition plan. And actually, it was about a lifestyle modification. That's something that I have practiced, that I've lived by. And I also have to say that unfortunately, despite being in this country and being a very proud Indian, I meet a lot of people who don't believe in what we have or the power of Indian foods. And there are also a lot of misconceptions and preconceived notions with Indian food and curries and whatever. So when I see a photograph of Madonna on Instagram talking very proudly about her putting clarified butter on her gluten-free toast, which is, by the way, ghee. And when I go to London and I go to Holland and Barrett and I see the first shelf stocked with coconut oil and clarified butter, I feel the West values it more than we do. And fortunately, we tend to run after what the West seems to do. So I just wanted to, in a very small way, talk about how easy it was to lose weight, one. More importantly, talk about a lifestyle modification plan, which is so needed in today's life that we lead. We are so stressed out with wanting to, achieve a goal, wanting to reach a certain position, or reach from point A to point B, which has become really difficult thanks to the traffic. We've forgotten about being in touch with nature, forgotten about how important it is to eat the right stuff, forgotten the importance of spices in our country, the power of food. Food can actually be medicine. We wouldn't need, they'll want to kill me after this, we wouldn't need these doctors. And honestly, I think they would want that even more. It would actually make their life easier because we've complicated our lives with complicated foods and bad eating habits, not breathing the right way. How many of you actually take time out and concentrate on breathing? That glow shows on your face. She's the only one that's glowing in this room. So that's what I'm saying. See? Kya baat hai? I'm very proud of you guys. So I just wanted to bring focus back to all the simple things that we have practiced for time immemorial. The West wants to copy us, and we are running after quinoa and olive oil when we have ghee and rajma and dudi, we don't value those things. So my idea of writing the book was just that, trying to, and unfortunately also for us, we belong to this generation where we ever have a question to ask, or we have a problem, or we want a free solution, we go on the internet and we go into Google. So there's some 2 crore sites that open up if you go into weight loss, how to lose weight. So out of those 2 crore sites, it's actually scary how many sites you shouldn't even go to. Because if you do those things, you'll be damned. So I really wanted to do this for those people who firstly can't afford a nutritionist, who firstly don't have, for a layman who doesn't know how to take that first step towards making that lifestyle modification, towards, and the onus also lies a lot on the woman. Because we are homemakers. What we decide on in terms of a menu in the kitchen is what your family eats. And you can actually safeguard their lives and make them feel better in the long run with the decisions you make. So I just wanted to make it easy. So cutting the long story short, that was the idea behind the book. And my husband is British, and he always says there's no country in the world that has the word great before, their country, which is true. Great Britain. So I was like, so I have to call it the Great Indian Diet. That's how the birth of this book happened.
So it sounds a lot like your book is about really making life win. And what would be the 3 top superfoods in the Indian cuisine or Indian foods?
Well, I swear by ghee, homemade ghee, and I've actually given people the recipe. It's so easy to make. My mother has made it all her life for us. I continue to make it for my son. So ghee, top on the list, great for joints.
Yeah.
Okay, great for digestion. It has something called butyric acid, so it actually lines your stomach and it aids metabolism. Coconut oil, I'm Mangalorean, I swear by it. Coconut oil has also been a revelation in the West for Alzheimer's. So I only cook my food in coconut oil. And it would be a toss between flax seeds. Most people are allergic to it. I don't know why there are so many allergies now. So curcumin, which is a derivative of turmeric, turmeric, haldi, simple haldi, great usage in our Indian food. And actually, most of us we're a race that's quite healthy. It's only this generation. I really want to go back to the times as recently as 70 years ago. We used to eat healthier till then. After that, I think aerated drinks and junk food and all the, yeah, I don't want to take names, I might get sued. But I just feel we've complicated our lives with that. But if we just stick to the simple stuff, our lives will become far more simpler.
So, Dr. Mudit Khanna, does a healthy diet, or are there any healthy food, backache, knee pain, any kind of aches and pains with your hectic schedule, work life?
No, of course. I mean, I'm not superhuman. I am human. And I actually started doing yoga 15 years ago because I suffered with cervical spondylosis. Had a terrible C4, C5 injury while trying to lose weight in the gym. And I was trying to do crunches and I was watching the television. And obviously, it also taught me that while you're doing crunches, you're supposed to be looking up and not in front. So I was quite bad, and I started yoga because I had to heal myself, because it's the only holistic way of actually giving your body some kind of exercise and stretching and, also calming you down. And in a strange, odd sort of way, it's also kind of therapeutic and physiotherapic. So, yeah, I started it because of that. So, yeah, I've had knee ailments. I've had, because see, we've done so much in terms of, traveling, dancing. There's been so much wear and tear. I used to be a state level volleyball player. Um, I've just, worked it out too much. But with God's grace, I think I've been able to get over those ailments and problems. And they do surface up sometimes, also happens with a lot of stress. They can be triggered with that. And I think inclusion of ghee in my diet, which I religiously do. My lunch is incomplete without dal, chawal, ghee, sabzi. And I've also converted to vegetarianism, which is very hard. I'm a Mangalorean, so I need my machi, I need it. But I've given it up because I really believe it's important to shock your body sometimes also. Otherwise your body gets very bored. So yeah, so I want to see how my body feels, and I actually feel much lighter. So yeah, maybe it's a good thing.
So, Dr. Nene, I think everyone suffers from a backache at some question to make a choice. So everyone's obsessed about weight loss. Let's not beat around the bush. And the question is always, is diet more important or is exercise more important? So if you had to choose one of the two, to diet or to exercise, if someone can't do both, which one would it be?
That's a really interesting question. So I'm only going to tell you as it is. And this is the truth. It's 70% diet and 30% exercise. And that is the truth. Most people think that, they'll go to the gym, they'll slog it out, sweat it out, and they think that, and then they'll come and they'll eat junk. And they're like, but I worked out in the gym for 2 hours. And I'm like, but you're not eating right. They're not sleeping right. They've got erratic schedules, they're drinking. There's some people who kind of live to eat, and there are some people who just eat to live. So I belong to the latter, and I'm very middle class when it comes to eating. So I really believe that that's how you should be. So you break your fast with a interesting breakfast, have the heaviest meal in the daytime, and you eat anything that you want to before 7:30. you'll be very healthy. And don't eat, there's some people who eat very healthy, they'll have a salad and then suddenly at 11 o'clock they'll feel hungry and they'll eat cornflakes with sugar. So I'm like, what kind of a diet is this? So I really think it's all about a lifestyle modification. So when I say, even if you do not exercise, but you keep yourself active, there has to be something that is increasing your metabolism. If you're going to be sitting in front of the TV and eating very little food, your muscles aren't working. You're not going to feel hungry. So I really think you just lead a life where you just breathe right, you eat the quantity that your body needs and that you want to eat, and never have a weighing scale. Really, I am against this whole thing of going on the weighing scale and looking at your weight. I think most people lose interest in weight loss because they realize that after 3 days, after they walk like 1 kilometer every day for 3 days, they look at the weighing scale and they're like, oh, I'm not lost weight, so forget it. This is not working for me. So I just think just chuck your weighing scales out. Don't be obsessed with weight, because that's going to increase your stress levels, that's going to increase cortisol, and that's going to slow down your metabolism. It's very like technical and scientific, and it's logical. So just be happy and be grateful. That is the most important thing. So if you're just grateful for the food that's in your plate, and if you chew it right, coming back to no TV day, there are lots of people who are watching the television while eating. And I'm very against that. And they do that with their kids. Ki acha bachcha nahi kha raha hai, he's fussy, put on the television, feed him. There is a research that they've done where it is proved that the food gets digested I think only 70% of your food gets digested when you're watching a television, or you're not concentrating on what you're eating. If you're doing some other activity, there are most people on their mobiles while they're eating. So I just feel the art of feeling good about what is going into your body comes from the attitude of gratitude, one, and concentrating on what you are eating. Chota portion ho, bada portion ho, immaterial. What you are eating has to be eaten with concentration, eaten with gratitude, and you lead a very healthy life. So that's just the bedrock of good health. I believe that.
I think that's a perfect closure of just being grateful for what we have. And before I open it to the audience for questions, I'll give you the chance to ask any questions to our doctors if you'd like to. And if not, then we can have questions from the audience for either of them.
No, I don't know. Is there anything you want me to ask?
If you could just raise your hands, somebody with a mic will come over to you.
Oh, he wants to ask me something.
Okay.
Doc, please.
Basically, what's your exercise protocol? Diet, we all understand. I mean, I ran 10K last night and came home and had one Snicker bar and a Twixt, and that summed it up. That, changed it all. So what's your exercise protocol? Like, what do you do? Other than yoga, is there something? Because yoga cannot be a panacea, isn't it?
When I was, obviously when there is lot more of weight, when you've got to lose that and you have that benchmark, like when I had to lose 32 kilos with my child, I did yoga, I did core strengthening exercises, and I coupled it with a bit of cardio. But I did that only 4 times a week. But my diet was very clear. So I had brown rice, I had lots of eggs. It was obviously protein and carbs and more fiber rich. But now I don't need to do that much. So for me, it's just yoga. And when you have a 3.5-year-old, your cardio is there only. So just running after my child just keeps me fit, really. And when it's a boy, it's even harder because it's hard work. So yeah, so it's a good mix of a good lifestyle modification, because I don't drink, I don't smoke, I understand what I'm eating. So you will not believe it, I haven't worked out in the last 4 weeks. I've just started doing my yoga again in the last 4 days. Because I've just not had the time. We're in the midst of so much work. There was Diwali, there was this book release, and You know, you're dealing with business and appearances. So I may stand here and sound like, oh, my life is very like calm and it's all like in order. And I'm also a full-time mother. So and a homemaker. So that's a full-time job already. So I just think that at the end of it all, you have to prioritize. And when I don't have the time to work out, it's concentrating on what I'm eating, what's going into my body. So that's all. So I'm just aware of what I'm eating. So that's really the key. Moderation.
Audience, yeah.
Say, you talked about diet, you talked about exercise, but in diet, what is the percentage of carbohydrates, what is the percentage of proteins, and what is the percentage of vegetables, which you have not said anything. If you can throw some light on that, it will be a good thing.
Uncle, that's a very valid question, and it's for people like you that I have written this book. So I want everybody to please buy it. But like I've mentioned in the book, it's very clear that the Indian thali is the most complete food because you've got your vitamins, you've got your fiber, you've got your protein in the dals, you've got your calcium in your paneer, the yogurt. So it's a really well-rounded, and your fiber in your brown rice or whatever you want, choose to eat, bajra, wheat, roti. So it's the most complete meal in terms of, what do you call it, a balanced meal plan. So whatever you're eating at home is the most complete meal if you are eating it right. So for finer details, you must buy the book. Obviously, no questions now.
So I'll just add on. So what we have been told so far is that everybody can go home and have lots of ghee.
Not lots, not lots.
Yeah,
One minute.
so
Let me just correct
I
myself.
thought we'll just get that clarified.
No, so yeah, that's a very good question, Doc. I have a tablespoon of ghee in the afternoon. And that's what keeps me going. And whatever my vegetables are cooked in, it's a bit of, see, you know, Indian food doesn't require that much oil. It's a very weird notion that people have that we cook with a lot of oil. But if you see our home food, our dal is just cooked with water. And then you temper it with a tablespoon of ghee. We used to. Now they use oil. I don't know why. So, yeah, and then even the veggies, they can just be steamed. And then again, tempering is required. You can just put your onion, tomatoes, use a bit of oil and just steam it with a bit of water. And I don't like vegetables to be overcooked. So yeah, you've got it all. So I really think that even if you just stick to having one tablespoon of ghee every day, nothing is going to go wrong with your weight. Ayurveda puts you on a diet of 12 spoons of ghee a day, and they will promise you that you will lose weight. So they say the easiest way to lose weight is a culmination of fat and protein. Most people get it wrong. They eliminate the fat and carbs. And they'll say, oh, only protein shakes. I've never had a protein shake in my life. And please quote me on that. I've never had a protein shake in my life. So even in my fittest, right now I'm not showing my muscles. This is without protein. So, yeah, I don't understand this concept of complicating our lives. Are you becoming a bodybuilder? Then yes, you need some protein that is more than required for your body. The amount of protein is equivalent to your weight in kilos. 1 gram per kilo, or maybe even little lesser. We just put like a ballpark figure of 1 gram per kilo. So you get that in your food if it's a proper balanced diet. Have I answered your question?
Mike.
See, I would go up to eating 4 eating 4 times. I don't understand the concept of small meals, sir. It's a new fad that has started. So how our grandparents ate, they woke up in the morning, had a breakfast, they had their tea, then they would have some fruit maybe in the afternoon or before their food. Then they would have a big lunch, and then they would have their tea in the evening, which is what I do. And if I start very early, like if you have an early start, then you would require that bit of eating, you know, in the early evening. Otherwise, you eat dinner at 7:30. I eat my dinner with my son at 7:30, and I sleep by 11:30 max. So that's that. So that's my meal. I don't eat after 8 o'clock. I prefer not to eat after 8 o'clock.
Very good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
Greetings from Mangalore. I too am from Mangalore. You just said about homemade mama's tea. Is that homemade tea? You just spoke in the
Homemade ghee.
tea.
Ghee.
No, tea you said? No, ghee?
Tea, no ghee.
Oh, I thought you said tea, so I wanted
no.
the recipe.
I said ghee.
Thank you so much.
Take,
Hi Shilpa, I am
Hi.
Chetan from Hindustan Times. So how closely and how well is Mr. Raj Kundra following your suggestions on diet?
He's the only man I can't convert. So basically, the whole world is going to follow the great Indian diet, but my husband. But you know, in all honesty, I have to say, he used to be overweight. He was 105 kilos. So all the pictures that you get to see of Raj Kundra now are when he's 89 kilos, which is nearly, 25 kilos down. So I made him chase me so hard that he lost weight. Yeah, so I just think that it has to come from within. So as a wife, I try not to, it can be a little preachy, you know. And sometimes we as wives are always taken for granted. Not sometime, every time. All the women here will agree. So he has his phases where he goes into extreme being careful. Okay, Shilpa, now you have to take care of my diet. So I'll send it to him, and then he's like, okay, now I want to eat butter chicken. So I'm like, okay, you'll get the butter chicken. So it's, see, your life is in your hand, your health is in your hand. How you want to lead it is your choice. My duty is to tell you that this is how easy it is. The choice is left up to you.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
okay, so last question. We'll just wrap it up with that
Good
one last
afternoon,
question.
ma'am. I'm your big fan, and I followed the Big Brother UK show of yours. And you, under one roof, cooked diverse cultures for diverse culture celebrities food, our Indian diet. So what was their feedback for our Indian diet?
They just ate it because I was their glorified cook in the house, and they didn't have a choice, so they had to eat the food. But the chicken curry became very famous. But while you reminded me of the Big Brother house, I have to share this incident with you. We had a housemate, Dirk Benedict, and every day, he was a very famous actor. He was in the A-Team as the face. He was called the face. Every day, out of whatever ration came out, the only one thing that came for him specifically was red legumes, you know, rajma and brown rice. So he got that as his ration. And we thought that, you know, oh, Big Brother's being very like partial towards him, and why is that? And then one day I asked him, and every day he only made that for himself. He didn't eat anything that I cooked. And he ate that for lunch, he ate that for dinner with sea salt and pepper, and he did put some spices into it, which I had ordered from Big Brother. And after 1 week, I was like, don't you get bored of eating this? And I'm Indian and he's eating brown rice and rajma. And I asked him this, and he then told me that he suffered with 3rd stages of cancer. He had prostate cancer, and he's cured now. And he only got cured with brown rice and legumes, devoid of any sugar in his diet. And that is how powerful Indian foods are. It can actually work as medicine. That is how I started this entire conversation. So we don't value it. You can actually cure yourself of any ailment. Your body is meant to cure itself. We reduce our immunity by feeding it antibiotics. See, a cold is going to take 7 days anyways, with or without antibiotics. They say, na, it's going to take you a week if you don't have antibiotics, and it'll take you 7 days if you have antibiotics. So the choice is again yours. I think I've said too much.
Very much, ma'am.
मैं खुद बेस्ट डील टीवी को ओन करती हूँ और इसके बावजूद मैं आई हूँ नो टीवी डे को सपोर्ट करने के लिए, क्योंकि ये जो वोकाट ने इनिशिएटिव लिया है वेलनेस प्रमोट करने का और हेल्थ को प्रमोट करने का, मुझे लगता है बहुत ही इम्पॉर्टेंट है. और as a citizen of this country and as somebody who really values health, एक कैटलिस्ट बनना बहुत ज़रूरी था मेरे लिए. तो मैं बहुत हंसी खुशी आई हूँ ज़हाबिया को अपना सपोर्ट दिखाने. और हाँ, मुझे लगता है कि अगर एक ऐसा दिन है जहाँ पे हम बोल रहे हैं कि नो टीवी डे, तो इसके पीछे एक बहुत बड़ा रीज़न भी है, क्योंकि बहुत सारे लोगों के पास टाइम नहीं होता, लेकिन टीवी देखने के लिए बहुत सारा टाइम होता है. और I think sometimes it's nice to just be introspective, to just take some time out, just to be connected with nature. और सबसे ज़्यादा तो जो खाते वक्त टीवी देखते हैं वो सबसे बुरी बात है, तो मैं उसे बिल्कुल ही प्रमोट नहीं करती. और आज के दिन ही नहीं, आई जस्ट थिंक कि किसी भी दिन पे खाते वक्त टीवी नहीं देखना चाहिए, और अपने बच्चे को भी नहीं दिखाइए, क्योंकि उसका जो डाइजेशन प्रोसेस है वो स्लो डाउन हो जाता है.
Okay, like you said, it's a TV day, no TV day, and we like childrens usually tend to watch cartoon networks
Ji.
and mostly having food.
Yes.
So have you experienced anything with Vian? Like you had to say no TV today.
We don't ever feed him food with the TV on. We do not, and he's only allowed TV on Sundays and sometimes on Saturday evenings because उसका holiday है. तो वो अभी उसको पता है कि मम्मा पापा अभी अलाउ नहीं करेंगे टीवी और किसी दिन पे, because he sleeps at 8:39, और हाँ,
वो जिद करता है, या आप पेरेंट्स को क्या टिप देना चाहोगे, क्योंकि चिल्ड्रंस यूजुअली सुनते नहीं है. What do you do for that?
लेकिन हम पेरेंट्स हैं तो बच्चों को कुछ पता नहीं होता. जो हम लोग सिखाएंगे वही बच्चे सीखेंगे. तो अगर हम लोग बैठ के टीवी देख रहे हैं और खा रहे हैं तो उनको भी लगेगा कि ये सही चीज़ है. तो आई रियली थिंक कि पहली बात तो टिल द एज ऑफ 5 प्लीज़ डोंट शो योर किड्स एनीथिंग अग्रेसिव, एंड बिकॉज दैट डेफिनेटली वर्क्स ऑन द ब्रेन. कि बच्चों को पता नहीं है टू डिवाइड हाउ टू segregate between what's right and what's wrong and what's real and what's pretend. And ये हादसा मेरे साथ भी हुआ है, बिकॉज वियान को अवेंजर्स बहुत पसंद थे और ही वॉज गेटिंग वेरी अग्रेसिव. और हमने डिसाइड किया, हमारे प्रिंसिपल ने हमसे कहा कि इट्स नॉट अ वेरी गुड थिंग to do this to a child before the age of 5, because then he understands the difference between right and wrong. So it's my advice to all those parents who don't know this. We might think अरे बच्चा है कुछ नहीं है, लेकिन हम तो अच्छे खासे ठीक ही हुए हैं अभी ना. I think we've turned out really well without too much TV in our lives, and I'm sure when you were a child, I don't think your parents also showed you that much TV. और जो कार्टून्स तब दिखाते थे टेलीविज़न पे और जो अब देखते हैं हम, बहुत ही अग्रेसिव है मुझे लगता है नेचर में, और उसे हम लोगों को इनकरेज नहीं करना चाहिए हमें हमारे बच्चों के साथ, क्योंकि उनको बेटर पता नहीं है.
Lots of activities are going around for No TV Day. Many children are participating in that. Will we see Vian participating in any of the activities these 2 days?
No. Vian is very busy with his social life, with his birthday parties. और हाँ, नहीं.
शिल्पा जी, ये जानना चाहिए कि जैसे आपने बताया कि भाई हम इंडियंस को हर चीज में वेस्टर्न लोगों की आईने से देखने की आदत पड़ चुकी है, क्योंकि अपने पास इतना कुछ है. वो लोग हमको सिखाते हैं कि अरे आपके पास इतना सारा चीजें हैं, आप उनकी तरफ नहीं. क्यों ये पर्सपेक्टिव हम चेंज नहीं कर सकते, अपना माइंडसेट चेंज नहीं कर सकते?
मैंने कोशिश की है अपने बुक के थ्रू, द ग्रेट इंडियन डाइट, जो अभी लिखा है हमने, और अभी नंबर 1 पोजीशन पे है पिछले 2 हफ्तों से. तो मुझे लगता है कि लोग एक्सेप्ट कर रहे हैं, वो जानते नहीं हैं इसके बारे में.
नहीं, कोई अपने पास ब्रांड एम्बेसडर नहीं है इस चीज का, ये दिखाने के लिए.
क्यों, मैं हूँ ना. The Great Indian.
So Shilpa, we all know that stress affects our life and affects our health. So you are a businesswoman right now. So how do you handle your stress life and balance your health?
See, it's how what your perspective is about stress. And if you stress about stress, and there are some people who stress about not having stress. Yaar, stress nahi hai aaj. I just think that whatever in life happens for a reason, and that reason is for the best. So if you know that at the back of your mind, वो मेरी जिंदगी का मंत्रा रहा है. तो बुरी से बुरी चीज़ हो, अच्छी से अच्छी चीज़ हो, उसको भी जाना है. और that's how life is going to be. So you have to just be who you are with a positive approach and with gratitude that you have good health.
Okay,
That's most
Shilpa,
important.
being an actress and businesswoman, आपको बहुत travel करना पड़ता है और तो आप उस टाइम पे अपनी डाइट को कैसे मेंटेन रखती हैं?
देखिए, ज़िंदगी में अगर आपको कुछ भी करना हो, अगर आप सच्चे मन से करना चाहो और अगर डेडिकेशन हो, तो ऐसा कुछ नहीं है जो आप अचीव नहीं कर सकते. तो आप कहीं पे भी जा रहे हैं, आप ऐसी जगह तो जा नहीं रहे हैं जहाँ पे खाना अवेलेबल नहीं होगा. चॉइसेस हैं आपके पास, तो उन चॉइसेस में आप क्या चूज़ करते हैं वो आप पर निर्भर है. तो आई जस्ट थिंक यू हैव टू हैव द सेंसिबिलिटीज टू नो व्हाट टू चूज़. और उसके लिए अगर आपको नॉलेज चाहिए तो प्लीज़ बाय द ग्रेट इंडियन डाइट.
I just want to ask one
आप
question.
क्या कुछ कहना चाहेंगे? आज यहाँ पे शिल्पा जी आप यहाँ पे प्रेजेंट हैं और कितना सपोर्ट करती हैं आपकी और टीवी जैसे इनिशिएटिव को क्या कहना चाहेंगे?
तो आई थिंक वोकहार्ट हॉस्पिटल इसीलिए हिंदुस्तान टाइम्स के साथ पार्टनर किया है नो टीवी डे के लिए. हालांकि हम अस्पताल है, हम पेशेंट्स पे थ्राइव करते हैं, लेकिन हम ये नहीं चाहते कि पेशेंट्स बीमार पड़े. So our objective is that life wins. You should be healthy, and I think the ethos of really Shilpa's book as well as of our hospital is to really simplify things. I think keep it simple. I think we have to go back to doing basic things to just carve out time for yourself. Often now वक्त नहीं रहता है हमारे खुद के लिए. We are more busy about other things, other people, or even our own aspirations sometimes. So I think the purpose is that we should all remember life wins, and for life to win, for your own life or for the lives of others that we try to save every single day, gotta keep things simple and really not forget the basics that.
शिल्पा जी, एक जानना चाहिए, कल यूसुफ साहब को, दिलीप साहब को पद्म भूषण दिया जाने वाला है, और इसके बारे में आप कहें?
क्योंकि आज तो टीवी डे है तो मैंने टीवी देखा. वो टीवी डे.
नहीं, पर ये बहुत बड़ा मौका है उनके लिए, और राजनाथ साहब जो अपने मिनिस्टर हैं,
मैं कॉन्ग्रेचुलेट करती हूँ ना उनको, लेकिन आज का जो दिन है वो किसी खास वजह से है, तो हम उस पर ज़रा कॉन्सेंट्रेट करें. ही इज़ अ लेजेंड, एंड जितना भी वो अर्न कर रहे हैं इन टर्म्स ऑफ एक्कोलेट्स वो कम है.
Okay, so Shilpa, Pariniti has done.
Is she involved in No TV Day?
No, but it's fitness. It's regarding fitness. It's regarding fitness. Reduced her
I am very happy for her.
How do you feel that people are getting, the actresses are getting into fitness and all that?
Now though everybody is fit. If you see, when I joined the industry, it was rare to see actresses who were into working out. They were either they had a great body, and at that time तो they wanted, अरे यार थोड़ी सी हरी भरी होनी चाहिए. ठीक है, ऐसे सूख के तुम लोग टूथपिक जैसे लग रहे हो. So I mean, I've had producers who have wanted me to put on weight, but I think now today we've reached a time that people are aware of how to be fit, and there's so many ways you can be fit. So I think most importantly to bring awareness to the fact that whether you have time or not to do any kind of fitness regime, you can actually improve your health with a good diet. That is most important for people to understand. Yeah.
Guys, last question please. Yeah, your book says breaking the fat Indian myth. So you want to elaborate on it and
busting the fat myth. Yeah, busting the fat myth. It means see, some people think that we are fat and it's very difficult to lose this weight, and there's some people who have the myth about Indian food being fattening. So I've kind of tried to bust and kind of try to make it very simple for people to understand in simple language that it is very easy, and the first preconceived notion about Indian food being fattening is wrong. So we can actually use the spices to our benefit to lose weight, and how valuable coconut oil is and how valuable ghee is in Indian food and for people. I feel this generation has forgotten about the uses and the value of those properties.
Any upcoming project? Any upcoming project?
I'll tell you in my next press conference.
Okay, so when is the next press conference?
Arey yaar.